Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we're gonna be talking about Cardano ADA. Now, if you did not know, Cardano ADA is definitely one of my favorite cryptocurrencies for a very long while. And if you have no idea what it does, it is basically an Ethereum competitor, and they claim to be even better than Ethereum by being more efficient, more decentralized, you name it. They're better in every way, shape, or form. And now, I've covered ADA a ton of times on the channel. I've even made a couple of videos where I literally describe to you guys why I am buying the crypto, and today is not one of those videos. I am not talking about why I am buying or why I think it's a good idea to buy or any of that type of stuff. We have other people for that. You'll see as we come to that in just a second. I am more so talking about why we are so extremely excited about ADA, and then you make your own choices, all right? So one of the things which we had on Twitter before was Charles Hoskinson, whom is the founder of Cardano, founder of IOG, one of the companies behind Cardano, a co-creator of Ethereum, and also a co-creator of Ethereum Classic. He basically said, so now that smart contracts are on the horizon, what do you think the next insult is going to be from the trolls? We've had just a wallet and a ghost chain. What do you guys think? Should I hold a contest for best trolling? And why, you might wonder? Why is he tweeting this out? Why is this getting so much attention? Well, mostly because Cardano is one of those projects which just gets a lot of criticism and a lot of hate for being a good idea, but not bringing too much to actual fruition. Yes, guys, ADA is very often shouted at for just promising things but not actually delivering, and the reason for that is quite simple. As you might or might not know, ADA is a project which has a philosophical approach to things, which basically means you think stuff out properly, you write papers about it, you make sure it works, you make sure it's efficient and better than others, and then you start making it, which is really contrarian to most projects out there, which are you try something, you make it, and then you think of something afterwards. Like, for example, XRP, really key example, it was actually made purely to see if they could make something better than Bitcoin, and then the real use case was actually decided afterwards. With ADA, it is the exact opposite approach. You think everything through, and then you make it. Good side, well, you're almost certain that ADA is going to be extremely efficient and really good on many different levels because they've thought it out so properly. Negative side is they're extremely slow in getting things done and updating and whatnot, and people have been waiting on Cardano for so many years now, and it's taken its sweet time because they are just in a process of doing everything more proper than any other project has ever done. So what Charles is referring to is that every single time they fix something and get one new phase going, trolls have less to say, but it still looks like more and more trolls are coming, which is true. Now, Charles has just also tweeted out the next 90 days, and this is actually a video he made about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago almost. It's a pretty long video, which you can watch if you want to, and it's about the next 90 days. Now, I've actually covered this in a video on this channel before, where we covered exactly what's about to happen and exactly how it's going to look like. It's kind of come into two ideas, which is the next 30 to 60 days will be something, and the next 90 days in general will be something. The next 90 days, in his words, will be the most important days for Cardano. These are where the big upgrades are going to be met, and he didn't actually say that everything will be done within these 90 days, which is something they never really do. They never give an end date officially. They just give kind of a period where it could be done or where some heavy groundwork will be made. He specifically said that this will be the most important dates because things are going to be finalized, things are going to be fixed, and things, from my own perspective, are just coming up. I mean, these 90 days will be important because it's going to set the foundation for everything to come in the future. There's also an article here about exactly that. Here's what the next 90 days and 30 days will look like, because again, that's what he referred to himself, and there's a whole lot of explanation. It has been a busy few weeks for Cardano, especially on the development front. Right now, Cardano is heading full steam ahead towards the much anticipated Alonzo hard fork. Alonzo, which again is a new phase for Cardano, will follow March 2021's Merry hard fork, with the latter having allowed support for native assets on Cardano. Alonzo, on the other hand, will allow developers to finally build smart contracts on Cardano. As per an update by Charles Hoskinson a few months ago, while the date for Alonzo wasn't set yet, it'll be tentatively scheduled for sometime in late July. The aforementioned hard fork and recent Cardano developments were the subject of Hoskinson's latest video update, in which he said that the next 90 days will be the most important for Cardano ecosystem. According to the executive, Alonzo has been a collaborative effort with the big engine of smart contracts requiring both global and community participation. This, he added, was underlined by the wider participation and activity of the Plutus Pioneers program, with the latter encouraging the creation of a baseline that allows a cohort of people to play around with the Alonzo and run the code. Once the program ends, Alonzo Blue will see the pioneers work alongside developmental companies and rolled into an alpha testnet while running an acid test with Plutus code running. The next 30 days, Hoskinson went on to say, this will be a really busy time with the aforementioned efforts. The public testnet will be upgraded to run the Alonzo stuff once a degree of stability is achieved. And what's next? Well, and then we will immediately begin discussions with integration partners such as wallets, exchanges, and custodians, anybody else who's running Cardano infrastructure. Here it's worth noting that it's still in the early days of development, even though the roadmap is still running on schedule. For instance, while codes are right now running on Alonzo, there are lots of bugs to be fixed and stability to be improved, with lots of integrations left to do as well. In fact, Hoskinson also tried to manage expectations by suggesting that it's not necessary that Alonzo will be on the mainnet in 90 days. While Alonzo is an obvious target for the project, the next 90 days will see Cardano focusing on, quote, making sure that those who have viable projects or potential for it don't just die on the vine. Rather, they receive the required support and take it to the next level. More details on the proposed roadmap are scheduled to be revealed in the next episode of Cardano 360. I don't really care about that too much because what we already have here is enough to build a good little foundation of our expectation, which is Cardano right now is in a really juicy period where the founder of the project said that the next 30 to 90 days will be the most important out of the entire project's history and most likely future to come. That's a really big deal. With Ripple, we've discussed that this lawsuit is the most important part of it. With Cardano, obviously, getting smart contracts, basically making a start towards becoming like Ethereum, is one of the most important things. So I would firmly agree, and I would firmly also say that I'm extremely excited about Cardano for right now. So let's see. Right now, Cardano is in a little bit of a predicament here with the symmetrical triangle being formed, obviously. One of the things we are waiting for is a breakout towards either side. Does it need to happen? Does it need to be a breakout? No. It can obviously also go sideways like this. However, if we do get a breakout towards either side, it could be a good trading opportunity. Now, I actually wanted to make this video yesterday and tell you guys that there were some opportunities here for the top or even the bottom. Then again, sometimes you're a little bit tired or stuff like that. You can't make the video just quite yet. We could actually say from this perspective too, that the top is going to be met in just today, tomorrow, the next day afterwards. And otherwise, again, there's no conclusion. It's really difficult to say, but I can definitely see this triangle here being of some degree of importance. It's also going to depend though on what's going to happen later tonight, whether or not this triangle or this triangle is looking a little bit more solid. As you guys can clearly see, they both make a lot of damn sense, but I'm not exactly sure which one is my favorite, basically. Then Cardano. Crypto analyst says he is so bullish on it that he's bought 1 million ADA. Who is this and what are we talking about? We are talking about Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy Crypto. He has recently talked about Cardano in one of his videos, and their roadmap is painstakingly mapped out to capture any corner cases, keep the bugs to a minimum, and even on their website they describe Cardano as peer-reviewed and evidence-based. This laser focus means that Cardano is primed to be a lean, powerful machine ready to take the lead over their competitors. To say I'm bullish, though, on Cardano is an understatement. Besides all the nerd talk about peer reviews, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson has made it a point to embrace decentralization, call it out often. Cardano is looking to help second and third world nations come out of poverty and better their people. A lot of the reason countries like Colombia and Botswana are struggling is because they lack the infrastructure to protect people's property. How can you show proof of ownership of land or farming equipment or an insurance policy if the government or insurance companies only have a paper trail leading back to when the last military coup burned? All the documents in town 5 years ago or paid Russian hackers to wipe those servers. I bought Cardano back in January when it was around 15 cents for ADA. I saw its potential and went big. I bought 1 million ADA. So far, that's really worked out well for me, really well. My price prediction conservatively for ADA in this cycle is 4 times from its current price of $1.70, which would be about $6.80. But there's this thing that's setting ADA up for such a big pump. It's shown amazing resilience to price fluctuations compared to other alts during this bull run. It's smashed its all-time high repeatedly, and I predict in my most bullish scenario that ADA can hit $8 to $9 this year. According to data by TradingView on crypto exchange Kraken, currently as of this little time here, ADA is trading at around $1.70, up 850% from the beginning of this year to now. And all I can say is the title here, a little bit misleading because he's actually bought ADA months and months and months ago while it was below, I guess, $1, but specifically at about 15 cents or so. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to say about that. Then again, I'm not exactly sure when this video was created. It could be that the video was actually made no, because he's talking about $1.80. So the video was actually really quite recent. I would say, guys, my own personal target for ADA is right now $4 for this bull run. Why? Well, I actually expected $4 for ADA months and months and months ago, maybe even years ago. And things have just already worked off ridiculously fine. And the thing is, guys, the majority of my ADA was bought at about 2 or 3 cents. And so this price for me is just extremely, extremely nice. I don't know what else to say. It's just extremely high already that we are at $1.80. Yet because they have so much going on and they still haven't done that much, they're in the planning phase and the phase of building everything up, there's just so much more potential for ADA. So from that perspective, if we're talking a long-term target, I still think times 10 is in the possibilities for ADA. When exactly, we shall see. But this year specifically, $4 is an easy target if the bull run is not over, which I know is a little bit weak, but it's an easy target. And I'm really hoping it's going to still hit that though. And then Cardano, here's the entry point before the main hype builds up. One thing you should maybe understand for yourself is that Cardano, as I said before, is still a little bit of a niche crypto. Even though you might see it around in almost any comment section of TikTok and YouTube and whatnot, it's still not that popular because it's a crypto that a lot of people don't understand. I've made this analogy quite often with VeChain that people just don't actually know what it does. The reason for Cardano, of course, is that because it doesn't really do too much just quite yet. It is just the idea that there's going to be so much done. And even though they have the testnet and they already have a lot of programmers on there, the majority of what ADA is going to stand for has not been built, and I think it's going to be built up in the next couple of months here. We know the next 60 to 90 days, or 30 to 90 days specifically, are going to be the most insane. Let us wait, let us see. I think once Alonzo rolls through, oh my days, is ADA going to be big, and you guys already know I'm extremely bullish on this crypto. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you guys again in another one. Let me know down below what crypto you'd like me to cover next.